cards that are there in the group. 5 cue cards are there. You can choose any of the topic, and you'll have to speak on it for straight 2 minutes. And after that, I'll tell you that your time is up, and you will be told about the mistakes you have made, and the clarifications would be done after that. So no one is supposed to interrupt in between. Everybody would get a chance to speak. So anyone who has already prepared his or her notes can come up and speak for the cue card. But firstly, let me know that which cue card did you choose. Okay?
Oh,
Hope
let
everything
me.
is clarified. Yeah, Krishna, you can go ahead.
Okay,
So which is the
ma'am.
cue card which you chose?
85. Describe a
85.
time when you help a friend.
Yeah, I also choose 85.
No issues. You can go with the same cue cards as well.
Okay.
Okay. So Krishna, you can join. You can start, Krishna.
Okay,
Your time
ma'am. So,
starts now. Start speaking.
so there are 4 questions. I give answer one by one what I understand with this topic. So,
Okay.
just simple mention the thing like describe a time when you help a friend. So when it was so few days back, one of my friend asking some amount of money to me, and that time he just saying some emotional story to me. That time I give him money. So that was the time few days back. How you help him her? So I already give answer. Actually, he needs some money, so I pay him, and he just do something good with that money, and now he is fine, and he is going to pay me next month. He already do commitment. And third question is
Okay.
why you help him, because he is my good friend. You can say when I was in second standard, that time we both meeting with each other, and then we both are completing our all education together. That means I just we both fail in ninth class 3 times, and after that we realize studies we not able to do in a proper manner. Then we start
Okay.
working as a labor. So currently we both are working, and he needs some money, then I gave him. And last one, and how you felt about it. So I think here he always connected with me, and whenever we both are talking with each other, we sharing good thoughts with each other. And I tell you one another fact about friendship. Some people thinking we whenever we talk on a regular basis, that thing considered as a good friendship. But according to me, it's not all about how much you do conversation, but whenever you do, you feel same. So that thing known as great friendship. And that's all for my side. And thank you,
Okay.
ma'am, for giving me this wonderful opportunity.
Okay. Okay. It was a great try, to be honest, and the things you spoke very beautifully. But are you preparing for IELTS by any chance?
No, ma'am,
Or
I'm
just for
not.
conversation? Okay, okay. From the conversational purpose, you did it really well. But one thing to be clarified here, that whenever a cue card is given to you, you're not supposed to repeat the question even while answering. Okay. And one mistake that I found in your speaking is that you're using mostly ing forms with each and every type of sentence, which is restricting you from using different sentence structures. So you have to avoid this thing. Okay. Only when there is a present continuous or past continuous there, only use ing at those situations. Okay. And don't repeat the questions like how I helped him and about the stories. You have covered all the questions which is basically required in IELTS speaking. But your speaking was a bit less, but I wouldn't say that it was too less. You explained the things in a very proper way, but only thing was that you were mentioning the questions in between your answers. So avoid this thing. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. But
Yeah.
I want to ask one question. Like, suppose if I'm preparing for, then which kind of things I need to remember all the time? Because right now I'm not preparing, but in future maybe I would go with this thing. So just
The
give good
same
suggestion
things.
about this.
Like the same things that I've mentioned, you're not supposed to repeat the
Wait, I got
questions
a
in
call.
between. Okay. So, who's the next person willing to go?
I want to go.
Seems. Is
Can
that
I?
you?
Yeah, ma'am. Can I, ma'am?
Black
Can
hacker,
I?
you will go afterwards. Okay. Yeah, actually, there was a girl who was willing. Seems, was that you?
After
Morning.
it, ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah, I want. Am I
Okay.
audible? I think I'm very
Yes, you're
Car.
low.
perfectly audible. Start
Yes.
later. Okay, sure. So, which
Okay.
cue card did you choose? Let me know, then I'll start the time.
Yeah, I choose the same one. Describe a
85.
time when you helped. 85.
Yeah. Okay, I'll start your timer. You can speak. Yeah.
Okay, so 2 years ago, I helped a friend. Actually, what happened? She just lost her wallet. She was traveling from this place to 100 kilometers away, And
Okay.
suddenly she realized that she lost her wallet. Then she called me and she was mentioning everything. And she was so scared that time. When I came to know about that incident, then I was just thinking, what should I
Okay.
do? Then suddenly I realized that I should go there and I should meet her, and then only I can help her. Otherwise, there's not any other option. Then I travel to the same place, and somehow I meet her, and then I helped her. It was helping, like I gave her money, and then she feel like, yeah, it's fine totally. It was fine. And why I helped her, because she is my really good friend, and as a human being, as a, like, because I have generous nature also, I need to help others. As a human being, it's our duty to help others. Hey, please silent, please.
Okay. Yes, you can continue.
Sorry for the interruption.
No
Yeah.
issues.
Okay, so why I helped her? Because, yeah, I already mentioned that. And as a generous person, I should help her. And it's my duty to help other human being. And I like to be generous all the time. And she is my best friend now also. And as a girl, it's not good to taking help from stranger, because anything could be happen. I'm not telling that all human beings are bad, but yeah, for a girl, it's really hard to uh, searching for a help of some other stranger. So she called me,
Okay, your time
and
is up.
okay,
So,
thank you.
you're most welcome. You covered most of your questions, and the answers were in a form of a story, which was the best part of your answer. It started from a certain point, proceeded accordingly, and ended it with a beautiful conclusion. That was the best thing in your cue card. Now, coming towards the corrections here, from this place, whenever you're having this thing, don't mention this. You have to specify the place, or you can say from my hometown to 200 kilometers away. And I meet her, as the whole information was supposed to be in the past. So it would be I met her. And you told I went there, and I reached to provide her company and all. As we are having the question in this way, like how you helped her. So you have to somehow paraphrase the question. You can say, I helped her by going there and providing her company as she was scared alone. Okay, these things can be corrected here. And I already told her you're not supposed to use this while in IELTS, and anything could be happened. This is the phrase which most of the people are using, but it is grammatically incorrect. You should say anything could happen. There's a possibility. Okay. So these were 3 to 4 things that you can work upon. Otherwise, everything else, the way of representing it was extremely beautiful.
Thanks a lot, ma'am. Yeah, I
Most
will
welcome.
remember these things. Okay.
Yeah, sure. Okay. So who was next? Seems. Was that you?
Yeah.
Can
Okay.
I?
So yes, Black Hacker,
Yeah,
you'll
ma'am.
go after Seems.
It's
Yeah,
my
Black
turn,
Hacker.
Black Hacker.
After Seems, you can proceed. Yes, Black
Oh, okay.
Hacker, which cue card did you choose?
83, 83.
It's Seems' turn. I'm sorry. You can speak after her. Seems, which cue card did you choose?
85.
85. Okay,
Yeah.
so I'll start your timer. Your time starts now, and you can start speaking.
Okay. It was last May 2022. She is my schoolmate friend. We are also a good friend, but suddenly her father was expired that month. But I was unaware of this accident. Suddenly I saw an Instagram post about her father expired. I feel very gloomy that time because we are not on the talking term from last 2 years due to the some personal issue. I text one of my friend about to inform this and ask number of my friend, then text her and about it. How does it happen? And she cried loudly. I will manage those time and keep silence. I just want to help her because she is very poor background. Just of it, I just want to help her. So I just I also help her some money, and I feel very gloomy
sorry. I feel glad to help her. So thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to speak in front of you. Thank you.
Okay, you're most welcome. So, it was very good. You're using very beautiful vocabulary in between, like we're not on the talking terms and all. So, overall, information is well balanced. The one thing that I would like to mention here is that, see, this cue card was in the past, and you were supposed to include every verb in the past form. Like she was my friend, and are not on talking terms. We were not on talking terms. I want to help. I wanted to help her. She's poor background. She belonged to a very poor background. These corrections you can make. And one major thing, to be honest, information is very good, but the one major thing that you can work upon is your way of speaking. Try to converse more and more in English to yourself and to other people as well. Apart from discussing the topics, try to indulge yourself in the normal conversations so that you can gain enough fluency. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
These were
Thank you.
You're most welcome. And who's the next person to go? Black hacker, right? Are you
Can I,
ready,
ma'am?
Black hacker? Yeah, sure, you
Yes,
can.
ma'am.
Which cue card did you choose?
Ma'am, 83. Last one.
80. Okay, 83. Okay, so your time starts now and you may start speaking.
Okay, ma'am. Here I'm going to talk about a video I saw I saw video in Facebook. It was 5 minute craft. First one is question is when it was. First question to answer in my side. I use the social media regularly, and I spend a couple of hours suffering different side where I come across educational purpose, entertainment, and religious content. Sometimes people come up with extraordinary creative idea. Second one, I watch the video on Facebook. There is a page of 5 minute craft. I get to notify when I something interesting upload, and never miss to watch video from the page. Also, I use the everyday. They are so creative, made for learning purpose. And third one is in the video. I saw the in video. Lady was showing these to do in 5 minutes. She converted to the waste material into extremely useful things at home and showing the people process to do, in which I learned the personally to how to make a vacuum cleaner at home. Uh, and last one I can explain in the last one is the topic in video. It is because in the video the material used are already available in our home also. It is all about converting them into useful things, and with such creative idea life to become a interesting thing. That's all, ma'am. Ma'am, I have done.
You are not audible, ma'am.
You should keep
Yes,
continue.
ma'am, I have done.
See,
Ma'am is not
your
here.
No.
okay. Okay, so your information was quite good. You covered all the questions. The one thing that I would like to mention here is sometimes you're doing repetition quite often, which you need to work upon. Okay, and talking about the questions, using firstly, secondly is a very good way to attempt your questions. But in the cue card, I guess you should refrain from adapting such strategy. Okay, and personally I believe one recommendation from my side would be to not to indulge yourself with the different types of sentence structures for now because of your level of English. I wouldn't say it's too low, but it's fine as of now. But in order to work upon it thoroughly, you will have to proceed like step by step. First of all, try to make compound sentences clearly, because you were trying to like include the complex sentence structures which were basically looking like they're not going along well with your information. So focus for your on your sentence structures as of now. Okay, that thing I would recommend. Did you get that, Black Hacker? Okay. So who's willing to go
I
Hello.
next?
I
Hello. Ma'am, may I?
Shark, Shark Tank.
yeah. Mm.
Aki, you can go after Shark Tank, okay?
Okay.
As he spoke first, so we'll consider your turn after. Yeah. So Shark Tank, I hope you have prepared your notes. Which cue card did you choose? Just let.
The number is 87. Describe a skill that you can teach.
Okay.
That one.
Okay. So your time starts now, and you can start speaking.
There are many skills that we can learn to progress in our life. There are skills like financial management or teaching skills, many more. Today, I want to talk about a skill that I can teach. I can teach my friend or any other person. The skill name is financial management. There was a time that in summer vacations I had leisure time, so I tried to inculcate the basic financial skill and how to invest money in the market, all these things. And I used a mobile phone and different application were helped me to understand all the things. Through with communicating my friends, I also got some ideas how we can invest in market and how we can earn money by passively. So it was very wonderful skill. And there are many times through that I can help my friend to teach this skill through a demo on mobile. I usually use the application like Upstock and Zerodha to show how we can how we can demo how we can invest money in the stock market and how it will increase and how when we can got profit all the thing. So I feel very thankful by teaching these skills, and I also get many friends who now proficient in this financial management, and they also thankful to me. So I
Okay. Your time is up.
realize well.
Yeah. So it was
Okay.
very, I would say, perfectly fine the way of starting with an introductory statement. The questions extremely well. Vocabulary was topic specific, which is, but there was a sound in your speaking which was making it monotonous. So you have to work upon your sound. Coming towards the mistakes
Okay.
now, there weren't any. Grammatically, you are very correct, but there were some things which you need to correct, like through with communicating. Either it would be through or with, and there are many times through which for like it wouldn't be correct to use time here. It would be there are many strategies, many ways, or many adaptations through which I can teach this skill to the people. So these are the things that you can work upon. Majorly the way of speaking. Okay.
Hmm.
Exclude this
Okay.
sound. Then you'll be done for practice. Okay. Okay.
Sure.
So the next one is Aki,
Okay.
right? Aki, are you ready?
Yes, ma'am, I am ready.
Okay. Which cue card did you choose?
I forgot that number, but that helping to people, that one. You help someone.
Helping a friend. Helping a friend.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
that one. Okay, so
Okay. So you can start.
okay. Well, helping to people is one of satisfying thing for me. Whenever I got chance to help them, so I just felt fortunate myself. Well, it was time. I think last year when I helped one of my friend. She just came. Actually, she was my friend and she was relative too. So she just came from a village to my city, and at that time there was no accommodation for her, and she was just searching for that. So I just said to her, okay, you can stay with us, and so just giving some time for living. I mean, around 15 days she stay with us, and I didn't charge a single penny for her. I just I arrange all thing. for myself, and I helped her because, as I earlier mentioned, she was my relative. So from village size, every dwellers, they just believe like if someone known is living in city side, so they will definitely eager to help us, or they should help her. So after helping to her, I felt fortunate, and nowadays she is working here in my city. So between us, like there is a great relationship, and she got one lesson from me, like I mean, if someone if someone want to help, so she is also ready to help. Thank you.
Okay. It was for 1 minute and 44 seconds, but you did quite well by starting it with a story and using introductory statement. But one thing to be clarified here, helping to people, instead use helping people simply. I felt fortunate at myself. You can say, I felt fortunate enough to help her. That would be the correct way. And one major mistake that most of the people make is using direct speech, like saying to her, okay, you can stay. It would be, I told her that she can stay, she could stay at my home. That would be grammatically correct. And I arranged all the things for myself. You arranged for her. So you can say, I arranged the things by myself for her. That would be correct. And again, two other things that you can like correct, like using the word like, you're repeating these words which you have to exclude, and the sound in your speaking is disrupting your flow, so you have to avoid these two things majorly. Okay, apart from this, the way of telling it is extremely good.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, ma'am. Now it's my turn. AV.
Okay, AV. Okay, sure. So
Yes,
which
sir.
cue card did you choose, AV? Let me know.
That is cue card.
He joined
I guess.
recently.
Okay.
Can
AV,
I?
you're not. Yeah, sure. Just let me tell him once. AV, actually, I guess you're not aware of what's going on here. We are conducting the cue card session, so you can take your time, prepare the notes, and then come after 1 to 2 minutes. Okay, AV? I hope everyone else will join.
What is cue card?
I also want to plug.
Yeah, sure. With no name, we'll conduct your speaking after that. Law of attraction is actually ready, so we'll conduct his session or the cue card, and you all can see how he's giving the answer, and you all can also follow the same.
Cue card's full form is cue card, or cue means something else like question card, or
No, it's cue card only.
okay.
Okay.
So what I have to do?
Rohu, could you please write down in the chat box by tagging him about all the rules of the cue cards and what to do and what to not?
Yeah, sure, ma'am.
About the time, like for 1 minute you have to do this thing, and you
Yeah,
have
sure.
to speak for 2 minutes, covering up all the cues. Yeah, sure. Okay, thank you. So, who was the one who was ready? Law of attraction. You were ready, right?
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
Hello, good evening.
Okay, so law of attraction, which cue card did you choose?
I have to choose 88.
Okay, 88.
Describe a time when you need to use your
Yeah.
imagination.
Sure, okay.
Okay, so
Your time starts now.
whenever I completed my day and after dinner when I went to bed, so I always used to mesmerize myself, and that time is for me because my brain is totally free and I can imagine anything. And also it's a Einstein one theory, and it's Einstein said by Einstein himself reportedly once you said like Einstein once said that the true sign of intelligence person is not a knowledgeable person. It's a, if you are very imaginable kind of person, so you are very knowledgeable. So that's why I heard that statement from in a school time. So I always used to imagine in midnight. Yeah.
Okay.
And another things, yeah, my imagination is the tool to help to is I realize all the things that are possible for me, and whatever I didn't do in past and whatever I wanted to do in future, and use it and hone it and let my mind to explore. The more I tap into, and the more creative juicy I will be have in future. And
Okay.
always I allow myself to daydream in midnight and about all the wonderful the things I could become and I have in future. And all creative people also I read a lot of novels in till my life, and so all creative people use their imagination to generate ideas, and eventually can you can take from the thoughts that's tangible existence. Everything is the first created in the mind, because we are humans and we created everything. So we need imagination if we wanted to invent something on this planet. So
Okay.
we need
Time
imagination.
is up.
And
Sorry.
okay,
Okay. So you spoke really well, starting out with the phrase said by Einstein on imagination. That's a perfect way to start a cue card, and it is recommended for everyone as well. That whenever you're having a cue card, if you can introduce a saying into it, it would be a perfect starting. But coming towards a cue card for now, looking at your cue card's answer from the conversational perspective, it was extremely good with examples and perfect explanation. But for the IELTS perspective, I would say that it was about an incident, that you could have said that there was a time I went with my friend and we had to create something new, or a project in which you were involved, or you had to do any certain type of art or craft activity in which you used imagination. So it would the whole cue card would only be based upon one single incident. So basically, I guess you might have misunderstood the question a bit. If
yeah,
like, are you cleared with the idea, or should I explain further?
yeah. I got the idea. It was my
Yeah,
first time, so I thought
no issues. It
I
was
should
a
speak about the
perfect, yeah.
imagination.
Yes, because see, there are very tiny kinds of things in IELTS questions that we would totally miss out. But if we are clarified on something, next time you will definitely do it. So nothing to be take to heart. But it was extremely good try. But it's just that you have to use an incident. Okay, a time.
Okay, thank you,
You're
sir.
most welcome.
Thanks for that feedback, and I will try to
Sure,
improve.
definitely.
Okay, now I will try. Uh,
Okay, sure, AB. So which
uh,
cue card did you choose?
I will choose 87. Describe a skill that you can teach
Okay,
other people.
okay,
So so my that skill is how to ignore. I mean, ignoring is the very important part of our life, because if we ignore most of the thing, 99% our problem will be automatically solved. And because most of the problem, they are not even problem at all. They are created by falsely created by us. And how did I learn it? I learned it by my experience over a period of time, because when I saw that those things even do not matter, how much I was bothering about them, and how much time I wasted on them, and how can I would say I would teach to others this skill by just telling them by one example, that if somebody is abusing you, just immediately ignore him if he is not a future threat. So the moment you will ignore him, after 5 minutes you will forget everything. But the moment you also abuse him, you will spoil your whole day. So in this way I can teach him that how ignoring things is important. And how do I feel about this skill? I feel so happy, because this is a very amazing skill. I mean, once you learn it and once you apply it in your life, you will become. I mean, 99% problem you will automatically solve. Solve. So that's all about you, Carl.
okay. So he spoke for 1 minute and 36 seconds, but the way he started is extremely good. Although, like some people would be a bit hesitant about this thing, that is it a skill or not, but definitely it is a fun skill. So it was a very good idea to start with, but the introduction was not up to the mark. You just started with my that skill is, which would not be extremely good. You should just start that I am equipped with a lot of skills, but one of those is this one, which I'm good at teaching others. This would be a perfect way to start. And is to ignore. See, in ignoring, you would also be ignoring the positive things. So you have to come up with a pure clarification that to ignore the negativity or the negative things around me. That would be better. And you have explained all the questions about feeling and how you learned it. But one thing you could have told, more specifically about teaching this skill to others. Like I can tell people, I can talk about my experiences, how this skill helped me, and how they can inculcate the skill in themselves as well. And giving an example of abuse and all would give a negative meaning here. So you can say, like instead you can include that if a person is giving negative vibes, or if someone is telling something that would hurt our sentiments, we should ignore. So these kinds of examples can be included, but don't use abuse and these kinds of negative ideas in the IELTS speaking. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Two questions. First is today how I perform out of 10, and second thing is that what is your name? I'm unable to read it. I mean, I'm trying very hard, but I am unable to understand what is written on your name.
Atomoiments.
What?
Atomoiments.
What it mean?
Procrastination.
Okay, ma'am. And how was my performance out of 10 today?
It wasn't like better than yesterday. It has degraded a bit, I would say.
It's okay. So just give me
4.
Out of 10, how much it would be today?
I would rate you 4 out of 10.
Okay. Thank you.
You're most welcome. So who's willing to go next? Yes, who was that? Karan.
Sorry to disturb you. May I know the topic? Which topic you are leading us?
Okay. Yups, in case if you are you're not clear with what's going on here, we have written the message in the group that we are conducting the cue card session. So you can read all the information related to the current session, and you can join after that. So yes, who was speaking in between? Please come up.
I want to come.
I wanted to go.
SK, you can go after no name. Yeah, no name. Which cue card did you choose?
Okay.
Just let me know the cue card.
Just a second.
Yeah,
it's 83. Describe a time you saw something interesting on social media.
Okay, great. So your time starts now, and you can start speaking.
Okay. Social media has become a very integral part of our life nowadays. And we can see that people are mostly indulged in social media, scrolling things, watching videos, watching reels, and they're spending a lot of time over there. So the thing.
Hello, you are not audible.
I'm sorry, you're not audible.
May I go next?
Okay, who is it? SK, was it you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So which cue card did you choose?
87, ma'am. Skill
87.
that you can treat other.
So hope you prepared your notes and you can start right away.
Ma'am, I need 2 minutes so you can give other chance.
Okay. Who else is prepared enough to speak?
Can I?
Amar, yes. Please go ahead.
Ma'am, can you please tell me the topic? Ma'am, what we have to do? Can you please tell me?
It's
I
a cue
recently
card.
joined.
It's a cue card session. You can see in the group.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. All the information related to it. Yes, who was that?
Code
Amar.
number Q code number 83, ma'am.
83, okay.
Yes. Yes, when I was chatting with my friend yesterday in the Facebook, after some time, after done with my chatting, I started surfing through the social media at this time yesterday. While we were surfing, I came across an article that is called Inventions That Are Inspired by the Animals or the Nature. I already know there's so many inventions that has happened because of the animals. Some of the inventions I have read that albatross is a bird, a seabird, that are inspiration behind the flights, and whales are the inspiration behind the submarine, and sensors too, also inspiration behind the dolphins and bats. But to my surprise, I came to know recently they have discovered a fungus also inspiration began to form a railway tracks, structural architecture for the railway tracks. That fungus name is
Okay.
the fungus name is Physarum polycephalum. This what the fungus will do is when we place the it is done by the Japan. What they have done is they have taken the plate and they arranged the food in the places important towns. What the fungus has done is it has formed a network, reached the food in a simplest way. When they started comparing with the original track with the track that formed by this fungus, for this surprise they both are similar. Even the fungus that formed the track is even better. At this time I came to know that if India too invested, yeah.
Okay. Your information was extremely interesting, and the way of representing it was phenomenal, to be honest. But the sound in your speaking was affecting your like the saying of your answer, that you should pay attention to. And starting up straight away with the first question, like yesterday I saw an article, would not be a great way to start. You can add up some introductory statement, and then you can talk about the cues there in the question. Okay. And article that is called, it would be that was called, because all the information would be in the past as the cue card is there in the past. And invention that has happened, inventions that have, with plural we use have. So these two mistakes, usually grammatical mistakes I found in your speaking. The way of speaking was extremely good, but you have to focus upon your sound a lot. Okay, so try speaking at a bit faster rate to yourself, not in the session I would say, but when you're speaking to yourself, try to speak a bit faster so that you can overcome this sound or the gap fillers that you're using. Hope you have understood it all.
Yeah. Thanks, ma'am.
Okay, you're most welcome. Who's the next person? Go.
Ma'am, may I?
Ma'am, sorry for interrupting. Ma'am, hello.
Yes, please.
Will this program happen tomorrow, ma'am?
Tomorrow we are having a day off. Sorry for that.
No,
you'll be clarified about all the session timings Monday onwards. Yeah.
Okay. On what time?
Yeah. 9 or 9:30. We will pin the message in the group. You can check. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you. Good night.
Yeah. You're most welcome. Good night. So who was the
Ma'am,
person
may I
who
speak?
was willing to?
Ma'am, I am.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So which cue card did you choose?
85, ma'am. Describe a time when you had a friend.
Okay, sure. So your time starts now and you can start speaking.
Okay. So basically, I help a lot to my friends. So one of them was a great experience for me. So now I'm going to tell about that experience. So 2 months ago, so one of my friend was break up by a girl. So he used to go tuition with me.
Okay.
He used to go tuition with me. So he was a very talkative person. So one day he was not speaking a single word. So he asked him. So he told me whole story. Then I helped him a lot, and he was very sad that day. And if he was not my friend or any other person was in place of her, so I would like to help him or her also, because as a human being, it's our duty. Because it's not just a physical pain; it was a mental pain, which was equal to the physical pain. Yeah. So I am very happy to help him. That's it.
So story was quite relatable enough, and it was quite good about helping your friend. But you could have talked more about how you helped him by providing him emotional support, or telling him to go for some outings, or visiting some place for vacations and refreshing his mood to distract himself from the pain he has got. So talk about each and every question specifically by giving some examples that what were the things you told him to do and why. The reasons, first of all, would be he was your friend and you understood his emotions. That was explained really well. But one thing that I would like you to change about your speaking is to use different kinds of sentence structures that would enhance your speaking. But story-wise, it was completely fine. Okay, so work more upon your sentence structures. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay. So who's the next person
Can
to
I
go?
take 30 seconds?
Can I, ma'am?
Yes,
Can I
Dr.
take 30
Traction,
seconds?
please. Sure.
Yeah.
Last
So guys, those wanna participate, try to tag to Leo Patrick ID in group chat. And if you without reason, if you will unmute, so might be we will get banned instantly. So don't unmute if someone is speaking. It's a humble request.
Okay. Thanks. So who's the next person? Khushbu Pathak.
Next, because
Yes.
I took 10
Okay.
minutes to prepare.
After Khushbu, we'll be having SK. Okay. Khushbu, which cue card did you prepare?
Sorry, ma'am, I don't know about that.
Okay. So you can check the recent message done by Rohu in the group and you will get to know what we are discussing right now. And you will get to know about the rules and what you have to do and what to not. Okay?
Okay, so you provided such a topic for the speaking?
Yes, we have shared the cue cards in the group. You can choose any out of those.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
So who was the person? SK. Was that you, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you for giving me opportunity.
You're most welcome. So which cue card did you choose?
87, ma'am. Skill that you can teach others people.
Okay, sure. So your time starts now and you can start speaking.
Okay. So that was the technique how to remember or mug-upping of something, and it was called trick nowadays, but it was association technique. I learned this association technique when I went through some of the video of YouTube. I got idea how to connect the things, how to learn something new, and I learned just by the YouTube. And as I was the student, I was learning something. I was preparing for the government job. That's why I taught something to my friends also. So I got idea how to learn something by just connecting the words. I can give you the example, the mnemonics, the Patna words, the P for Prithvi, A for Agni, T for Trisul, and for Nag, and A for Akash. This is just a mnemonics how to learn something. So I got an idea and I just share this idea to my other friends, so they get idea how to learn something. And this is how I got this skill, and I started sharing this thing to other people. Now I started my coaching classes. I taught some students, and I also described this technique to them to learn things very easily. And I feel very creative. I feel very creative when I use this technique, because just mug-upping something is very tough nowadays. We have to crack, or we have to discover something new that is very creative and that is relatable to our surrounding. You can use your information also to mug-upping up something. If you have to learn something other name, or which is very difficult to learn, you can connect this name to your surrounding or native area.
Okay.
So I got this idea, and I started sharing by my friend, and my friend also felt that it was great. And now this is all. Thank you.
Okay. Extremely good representation of your ideas, and the way you started with how you learned it and how you would like to teach it to other people was extremely appreciable. But there were some minor mistakes in your speaking which you can work upon. Like some of the videos would be better. And using you in the cue card, as this question is asked to you, and you're supposed to speak as a third person, as this question is asked to you, so you would be talking about your experiences rather than pointing out the next person here. Like you can learn what the person would be better using. The person can learn all those kinds of things using this strategy that I have acquired in myself. So that would be a better alternate to choose. And when speaking, one thing I noticed that when you're speaking in a flow, after a while, even if you take a pause of 1 second, that seems as if you're taking some moment to generate your next idea. So for that purpose, I would say try to speak a bit slower if you can, to avoid this gap and this also. Okay?
Okay, ma'am. Okay. Means I need to take more pauses.
Not more pauses, but you have to be more fluent. That's what I'm talking about. Because you're talking very fluently, very good. But when you even take pause for 2 seconds, that seems as if there's a gap in between your ideas or in between your sentences. Okay?
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
You're most welcome. So who's the next person to go?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Khushbu. She left her turn in between, so we can consider her turn. Sorry. Okay. Which cue card did you choose?
Yes, ma'am. You can give us. You can give me.
Actually, okay, so you will be requiring time to prepare. So you can choose 85 and come up after 2 minutes and I'll call out your name for speaking. Okay, so who is the person who is ready for speaking right
Sorry,
at this
ma'am.
moment?
Could you repeat that topic?
Number 85, Q card in the group.
Okay, okay.
Number 85, yeah.
Ready for the
Okay,
topic.
Hanya.
My cue card.
After Hanya, we'll be having just one. Okay. Hanya, which cue card did you choose?
Ma'am, I have choose 87.
87. Okay, great. So your time starts now and you can start speaking on it.
Okay, so a skill, a very special skill that I have and that I can teach to other people is cooking. And I believe that being able to cook a healthy, affordable meal is a key skill that we can have. I can make any food item that like Italian, sometimes Chinese, North Indian, South Indian. I can make any food item, and by just taking a one bite, I can make that food item. So I think that this skill was a special skill that I have, and this skill I have learned from my mother. My mother itself a very good cook, and not even in my immediate family, but also in the extended family all the people like to have the food made by my mother. So how can I teach the skill to other? If I wanna if I want to make it a profession, so I can start my own cooking classes. But if I do not have that much I do not have that much money, so I can start my own YouTube channel that may be more economical. And also I really feel very proud to have this skill in my life, because I believe that apart from the all academic skill I have, a girl later or earlier, a girl have to learn the skill that is cooking, and it will be a very helpful for you also. You do not have to go outside and make and have that unhygienic food. You can even have you can make it at your home place, at the comfort of your home.
Okay. Very good representation of your ideas. One thing that impressed me the most about your speaking was your starting. It was very good, to be honest, the best I've seen so far. Coming towards the negatives of your speaking for now, there were not many, but there are only small changes that you can make in your speaking, like using can, like I can, you can. So it was being repeated somehow, which was restricting you from using different sentence structures. So try to exclude this thing or limit this thing. I wouldn't say exclude completely, but use this thing a bit less because it was repeated. And next correction would be of the sentence, like my mother itself. It would be my mother herself is a great chef. And the next question, a girl have to. For a girl, you have to use has because it's third person singular. And for that, you need to use has instead of have. Okay. For singular things, we use have. Okay. So,
Thank you, ma'am.
yes, one more thing. Sorry, I left that out. Don't use you in your speaking. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So, who's the next person? I guess it was just one, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Khushbu. We'll continue with you after this one. Okay, just one. Hope you're ready. Okay. Which cue card did you choose?
And this is 88 about imagination. And I use imagination to understand the story or them of books. Once, when I was in my first year of graduation, I read a book about the Indian freedom struggle. To understand the concept well, I imagined it like I was part of the protest of the Constitution Assembly. It was easy as well as interesting to me. I felt that this skill would help me to read a book and make curiosity about it. Then I decided to take it next level to make plans, and it also helped me to about understand about the lives of Gandhiji, Nehru's. So for that I use this techniques of imagination. That's all, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. It was for 37 seconds, but it was a very good try, and you're having a good command over the language, I would say. So I would recommend you to speak more on these cue cards because we are having 4 questions in total. So at least use 3 to 4 sentences for each and every question. Okay. When it was, you can talk about the summer holidays or 2 years back you got introduced to this thing and you wanted to know more about it. Okay. So then you can start out with the cue card. Otherwise, like, information was a bit less, but as you're able to speak, so I would recommend you to speak on this topic more. Okay, so who's the next person to go?
I want to go.
Okay, Rohu. Which cue card did you choose?
88 imagination.
88, okay. So your time starts now and you can start speaking.
Okay. Well, there are many situations where we have to think and imagine about something. So, but here I would like to talk about a day when I imagined something, and that is the scenario of the ghost story. So recently, I was at my relative's residence, and it was the late night, and I was with my cousins. So we met after a long time, and we were discussing the things. After that, we have thought about doing something interesting. So one of my cousins started sharing a ghost story. I find it too much horror, and I was extremely scared by listening that. The way he was expressing the story was extremely well, and that I couldn't be able to stop imagine that. So it was very easy to imagine. It was he, because he was using hand gestures, and his tone was very good at expressing the ghost story. So yeah, I felt very good about it, because the story was really interesting, and even uh, uh, I enjoyed the time with them. That's it.
Okay. Extremely good starting, and in between the imagination and all were explained with topic specific vocabulary, which was very good thing in your speaking. But there was a very small detail which you missed out, was that I wasn't asking about someone else's imagination, but you had to use your imagination back then. So you could have talked that I narrated a ghost story over there, which was quite imaginative of me to imagine such kinds of things and represent them in such a way that everybody was horrified with this. Okay. Did you get the thing that I said?
Yes.
So basically, you talked about your friend's father's imagination, but the cue card is on you to use your imagination. Okay?
Yes, I said about me. They were saying ghost stories, so I imagined it.
Okay. So see, first of all, you did your imagination and you had some outcome out of it. That is what is required in this cue card. Because you would be talking about how difficult or easy it was. In this, you're only listening and understanding and imagining things, but there is no outcome out of it. You're only getting affected, but the next person should get affected with this thing. Only then it would seem like it was very difficult for you, and yeah, you felt great about it, or you can talk about your feelings now. So out of your imagination, you're investing it into some other thing or some other people to make them understand something or make them experience something which is quite different. Okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
So is the next person to go? You may start.
Can I?
Okay. So we'll have Karan first and then listener. Karan,
Yeah.
hope you're ready.
Yeah.
Okay. So which cue card did you choose? Let me know.
Well, my cue card is describe a time when you use your imagination.
Okay. So your time starts now. You can start speaking.
Well, imagination plays a part and parcel role in every individual life. As I am a creative person, so imagination assists me in every part of my life. As here, I would like to shed some light on a time when I used my imagination to win a painting competition. Well, I vividly remember when I was in my 9th standard, my school organized a painting competition, and but due to I was quite under the weather on that days, as I did not know about that competition. So when I went for the school and my friend told me about that, I was in the down in the dumps, because because I am a student who really have a numerous of hobbies, as I also have a keen interest in every part, like I have a great interest in music, painting, and I also have a keen interest in sports. Moreover, when I came to know about that the competition was on that day, and I did not know what to do, and I was in a dilemma. And after that, I was sit alone on the bench, and my old friends told me that they are now able to won that competition. Then they all want that competition from me. Apart from this, when I was sit alone, and one of my favorite teacher came to me and told me about that you have to participate in that competition. So so I feel motivated a lot, and I went for that competition. And after that, learning all the instruction, I sat on the chair and I draw a portrait of Golden Temple, because I am quite familiar with that infrastructure, as I went for that place numerous of time, as I use coastal colors. And after 1 year I completed my painting and showed it to my teachers, as my all teachers appreciate my painting, not only my painting but also my imagination, as with the aid of imagination individuals can get what they want in their life. Apart from this, I also share that experience with my family members and my friends. And I also told that imagination helps us in every miserable situation, and with the aid of imagination we can easily
Okay, your
accomplish
time is
it.
up. Sorry to interrupt. See, the way of speaking, the way you spoke about the information, the starting was very good, but you're speaking way too fast or without taking breath in between. You need to take some pauses while speaking for IELTS or while having a conversation as well. I must say, like,
uh,
this
well,
might be your
ma'am,
way of speaking, but some people do say that they're not able to generate ideas if they speak slow. Is that so with you as well?
yeah, ma'am, I had a IELTS exam last month and I got 6.5 overall. But unfortunately, I got 5.5 in reading, 6.5 in speaking, and 6.5 in writing, and listening in 7.5. But in ma'am, my reading was too low. As if you gave me a beginner's reading, I am not able to solve that. I do not know what happened with me in the reading module.
Okay, but if you can get 5.5 in reading, you can even get 6.5. There isn't a huge difference between achieving 5.5 and 6.5. It's just that you have to adapt the perfect strategies and
Uh,
implement them accordingly. It's not about that you got 5.5, so then you won't be able to solve it again. Just you have to
ma'am,
see
I
which part
tried.
or which section of the reading is weaker for you. Okay.
Ma'am, in classes I can easily score 6.57, but on the test day I did not know what happened with me. I just got confused after saw the reading. I did not know how to tackle
Okay.
the
So
question, like match of headings are really
okay.
gave me
So
obstacles every
try
time.
to follow the website ieltsbliss.com, IELTS, LIZ. They will be
Okay,
directing you to solve a particular type of question of reading, and they will also be providing you the reasons. So you can solve the free
okay,
practice test from there. Yeah. Okay.
okay. So
So
thank you, ma'am.
you're most welcome. Who's the next person willing to go?
Can I?
May, can I?
Okay,
My
listener, it was listener, it was your turn. Khushbu, we will proceed with you after listener. Okay. Yeah, listener, which cue card are you willing to go with?
88,
Sorry, which cue card?
88, 88, 88. Describe a time
88.
when you needed
Okay,
to use
sure.
your imagination.
So you can start speaking now.
Describe a time. First, let me know I am audible precisely. Are
Yes,
you
you are
getting me
perfectly audible.
precisely?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, thank you. Describe a time when you needed to use your imagination, when it was. Yeah, for me, like I use it every day. And when before going to sleep, after going to like after waking up, I use it imagination every
Okay.
day, and I just do imagine what have to do next day. It is all like a reprogramming of my subconscious mind, and I do visualize, I do imagining what I have to do that and what I would be in my life, and I same thing I repeat in morning time
Mm-hmm.
after wake up early in the morning when
Okay.
you needed to use your imagination. And I think I already answered it in my first question. I especially needed when I was before when I need to when I before going to sleep I use imagination after wake up. And some of the thing like where I am an artist, sometime I have to create something. In that case I use my imagination faculty and I just imagine and I just draw it. How difficult or easy it was. It is quite difficult in starting time. For many people, people would have a devil of time with it. For that, you must have a great intuition
and you need to use your intuition in that. For that you need some meditation. You know how to control your monkey mind, and
Okay.
you have to be aware about your thoughts, whatever is entering in your mind. When you are able to aware about that thing, then it's gonna be very easy to put your whole brain in imagination
Okay.
and
So,
explain how you felt about it. Yeah, I literally felt good after imagining. Sometimes I have a devil of time, but I still make it. Thank you.
most welcome. So, talking about the positive things in your speaking, you're having very good vocabulary and grammar is overall good, I must say. But see, when you're having a cue card, you have to pay attention to very minor kinds of details present there. Like they were asking about a time, and you were speaking something on a regular basis that you use your imagination in all these kinds of things. But they were asking about a past incident or a happening or a time when you needed. So needed is indicating that you're supposed to talk about a past happening. Each and every question you can see it's there in the past when it was. Was is indicating past, ed form in the second question, was in the third question, felt second form on the is also referring to the past. So you have to understand the question very clearly. That's why I'm telling everyone that before speaking on a cue card, please take your time, take 1 minute to prepare for your notes and understand if the cue card is referring to the present scenario, the future one, or the past one. Okay, otherwise you have provided very good content, to be honest. If I would keep this cue card aside and only consider it as a topic, but if the cue card is restricting you to talk only about a past happening or related to a particular kind of incident, you have to refer to it. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am. And what about like grammatical? What about like sentence structure and
I told you that
pronunciation?
vocabulary is good, grammar is okay, but the sentence structures you have to use some different kinds of sentence structures. These were mostly like the basic compound one, the simple ones, but the complex ones were those which you were missing. Okay.
What pronunciation?
Pronunciation is a bit affected, but I wouldn't consider that as of now because we have to proceed step by step. So until and unless you're doing good with content, I would not talk more about the complex sentence structures.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am, for your
You're most
genuine feedback. Thank you.
Thank you. So who else is going to go next?
Yes.
May I?
No,
Okay.
Kushbu.
Yes, law of attraction. I didn't hear you. Please speak again.
Him first, he tagged me before 20 minutes ago.
Okay. Who was that person? I'm sorry, I didn't get that. The person's name?
Kushbu.
Khushbu. Okay. Khushbu. Yeah. Khushbu, so which cue card did you choose?
85. You gave me that.
85. Okay, perfectly fine. You can start now.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you. First of all, thank you to give me this wonderful opportunity. So I reckon it's essential to have. So if I talk about my thing, which is happened with me, and I had with my friend, that was the time was amazing. Which I had friend in like in exam time. So like I prepare for something, and she will know about the like she has all know about the topic on the significantly what you have done and what the role of the concept of the thing that she know everything because I understand, even I can try to make them understand. That is the way I can help to her. So and the second time why you help him or her, because it's I already told like it's my best friend, so if I need it her help also at on the some time, so seldomly try to do this thing, so helping is more important. And how you felt about it was ecstatic and the yeah, it was ecstatic and tremendous feeling which I received after the helping her. So yes, ma'am. Thank you.
You're most welcome. So,
May
ideas
I?
were good. Just a second, let me provide with an overview. We'll come towards you later. Okay? Yeah.
Okay.
So, Khushbu, according to your information that you provided, ideas were good overall, but don't repeat the questions in between. That would be perfectly fine. And one major thing that you need to work upon in your speaking is that you're mixing up the tenses. So first of all, I would recommend you to go with simple tenses. Try to study them a bit, and because you're having very good vocabulary, and in order to use that perfectly in a sentence, you need to work upon your tenses. Okay, you have to stick to one tense because they are asking it in general about helping a friend. So you have to stick to the tense asked in the question, which is the past tense here. How you helped. ED form was, how, ED form again, and how in the last question. So all these are giving an indication that you're supposed to talk about a past happening. So try to stick to it. Okay?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for your wonderful feedback.
Most welcome. And one thing for everyone, please, when you're starting with a cue card, never say thank you for giving me opportunity, because you should just start straight away with an introductory statement and the rest of the information. Okay. So who was the person who was willing to go?
Yes, ma'am. Can I?
Yeah, sure. But actually, I'm not getting you. What's your name?
Ma'am, Zubair.
Zubair. Okay. Zubair, which
Yes,
cue
ma'am.
card did you choose?
Ma'am, it is, ma'am, describe skills that can teach other,
Okay. Okay.
that you
87.
can teach. Yes, ma'am,
Okay.
87. It is 87.
Okay. Sure.
Okay, ma'am.
So
So,
you're good to go now.
yes, ma'am. So I want to teach the problem solving skills, that is a data structure and algorithm which has been asked a lot of by by the companies nowadays. So because I have stuck in this in the problem solving skill, as it has I have spent a lot of the time, a lot of the time I have stuck on this question. Sorry, ma'am.
No issues. You can restart anytime. Are you willing to restart again?
Yes, ma'am.
Sure. You can go for it.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
My topic is problem solving skills. I want to teach the problem solving skills, as this skill has been asked too much time. So I want that people, I want to guide the people so that they can learn these skills.
Okay.
As I have solved as many problems, and I have stuck in these problems so much times, so I have spent a lot of the time. My problem is that I have stuck in one problem, and I don't know how to overcome.
Okay.
Sorry, ma'am, I can't.
No issues. No issues. It was a perfect attempt, I would say. And talking about it, like, have you ever attempted a cue card before, or an
No,
IELTS?
ma'am, I haven't attempted. I haven't attempted because, as ma'am, there is my HR round. That's the reason I am preparing for that.
Okay. So I guess cue card
Yes,
was
ma'am.
a wrong beginning for you. You can join for the part 3 questions and part 1 questions. Okay. But it was a good
Okay,
try.
ma'am.
If I would have asked you the part 1 or
Thanks a lot.
part 3 questions, you could have probably done better. So I would not judge you on
Yes,
this
ma'am.
basis. So kindly join for other sessions apart from this cue card one. Okay. Because this is specifically for IELTS one. So I guess you should
Yes,
refrain
ma'am.
from it. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. So who's the next person to go? Okay.
Kavish, one.
Sorry, I didn't get you.
Mr. Kavish.
Please speak.
Yeah, Mr. Kavish, you want to go?
Kabir. Okay. Kabir, are you there? Please speak up.
Kavish.
Kavish.
Okay.
Okay.
Exactly.
Kavish, which cue card did you choose?
I think it would be 87.
87. Is it 87, Kavish?
Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
87.
Okay, fine. So you can proceed with it.
Describe this skill.
Yeah.
Okay. So recently, in few months ago, I learned a skill which can be termed as trade. So I have learned trading in crypto world. So basically, it is a Binance platform, and for learning it, I utilize the internet. So first of all, I watched some of the YouTube videos, and in that YouTube videos, I found that there are candle charts, there are that are really helpful, and there are predictions made by some of the experts.
so you have to follow them also. And there are some of the
I'm sorry, Kavish, you're not audible. Okay. So we'll continue with another participant then.
Yes,
Okay,
we
Kavish.
can. There is internet connectivity issue today.
No
So
issue.
I will
You
join
can
tomorrow.
continue right from the place where you left. Yeah.
No. It will happen regularly because right now I'm no like internet is very low here.
Okay. No worries. We'll go with the next participant then. Who's willing to go next? Okay.
Yeah, just
Is there any
one thing. Just one.
Okay.
Ashish, you wanna participate? Just one C. Okay, Ashish.
Okay. So Ashish, are you willing to speak on the cue card?
Ma'am, I will try for it later. You can go with other contestants.
Okay, fine. So who else is ready to speak on the cue card? Please open your mic and let me know. I guess we're done with most of it. Yes, Jasper, for sure, you can. Let me know the cue card and you can start right away.
Wait a minute, I want to choose cue card.
Okay, sure, you can. Take your time.
Ma'am, I found it. Ma'am, describe a skill that you can teach other people. Ma'am,
Okay, sure.
it is a skill of sales things. I work in my shop, in my father's shop, where we are selling the commodities. So this is also a skill to sell things. I learned this from my father how to sell things, because many customer came to our shop and they didn't purchase. If we can't communicate us, and they went to another shop. So we need a good sales technique. So to we use many to attract customers. Can you, ma'am, how can you, ma'am,
Okay.
if someone came to our shop, and we also give him some hints about how to you deal with salesmen, how to talk to salesmen, and the last thing is how do you help about the sales.
Okay.
Ma'am, this also helped me to understand many concepts. Like whenever I talk to someone, then I need a help. Then I use the salesman technique, techniques to understand that and get the help of it. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, you're most welcome. Idea was extremely good, but in between, I feel that you were like confused between the tenses. Whenever a customer comes, they went. So these both were indicating two different tenses. Yeah, one was referring to the present one was for the past one. So you have to as you're talking in general, so you have to use the present tense here. Okay. Whenever a customer goes, he or she is not getting a proper response or invitation from their shopkeepers, they would probably go to the next shop. Okay, so this kind of sentence structure can be maintained by using the proper tenses here. Hope you have understood it. And yeah, who was the person who was asking that if I can speak next? Ashish. Are you ready, Ashish?
But ma'am, I'm
Yes, he's
just
not.
afraid
Okay.
that yesterday I was not able to speak that much on like a creativity topic. If
Okay.
something happened like this today,
You would not be punished for it at least. So you can probably try. It's just a try. We're here for practicing, I'm here for correcting, and you're here for making mistakes probably and getting
okay,
corrected on it.
We
Yeah.
okay,
we all are here
you can
for
start, ma'am.
speaking.
Yes, and okay. So Ashish, have you prepared your notes? Or have you selected the cue card you want to speak on?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So are you willing to go now for the cue
Yes,
card?
ma'am.
Okay, so which cue card did you choose?
Sorry, what you said?
Cue card. Cue card.
What
The
is that?
one that I've shared in the group. Okay.
I haven't
in
seen
today's
it.
session, I guess in today's session, most of the people are not aware of what we're practicing with. We're practicing the cue cards. Please check the messages of the group, the recent messages. Everything is clarified there. Okay, so yeah.
I'm just coming back, just after checking that.
Sure.
Okay, it's already time, so we can conclude it.
Okay. Okay. So if any one of you is having some of the questions, they can go ahead. Till 8 minutes, we'll be having a Q&A session most probably. And after that, we'll be leaving.
Okay, I think, ma'am, my turn would not become today. So,
Yeah.
Someone said me a sentence that looks are always deceptive. What does it mean?
Means looks are not always true. They can deceive a person. Like they are not always true. They can make you a bit confused about a person's personality. So you cannot surely know about a person by his looks. Deceptive is basically a word named deceive. So from that, you would be having these kinds of clarifications. Deceptive means something that is not true. That we can just imagine.
Okay, yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Most welcome. Okay, so any other question from any of the participants?
Yes, ma'am. I have two questions. First is, what is happiness, ma'am? You asked it to someone yesterday, but I don't know the proper answer of it.
The same.
Please
See,
tell.
anything can be. That girl also said it completely right about that happiness is completely opposite of sorrowness, or you can say feeling extreme pleasure, or for some feeling extreme pleasure, I would say is happiness. For some people, it might have a different definition, like spending time with their family and friends is happiness. But for me personally, doing good in my academics and having a great career is happiness. So these kinds of answers you can include. You can include anything. They've asked you and they would not judge you if it is right or wrong, but you have to prove that what is happiness for you. Okay?
Ma'am, I have a question to ask.
Yes, please.
Shall I?
Yes. Yeah, sure.
Ma'am, truly speaking, I am bit behind the ear in terms of English grammar, and some of the concept is not clear. Though I am speaking English, and I watch movies and I read books, so where I get some structure. Even I am able to fabricate the sentences. So grammar is literally mandatory. And do I really need to cover all those grammatical rules in order
No.
to be a fluent speaker?
To be honest here, you should pay mostly the attention to the tenses. Tenses are the basis of English language. If you're able to form sentences, that would only be most probably because of the tenses knowledge you have. And once you have the proper knowledge of tenses, you can proceed with the parts of speech and then for the sentence structures. Only these three things would be something that can make you a fluent speaker. I wouldn't say other things are not vital, but if you want to go into the deeper details, you can. But if someone is preparing for IELTS or want to have this knowledge of English really fast, they can focus on three things. The tenses and the sentence structures. Basically, there are only three. And when it comes to sentence structures, people most often get confused with simple, compound, and complex. These are nothing, to be honest. Only these are some of the conjunctions or some of the connectors we use to make different kinds of sentence structures. Okay, so two things mainly, tenses and sentence structures. And next is practice, of course, that we all do. Okay.
How does someone ask you to pronunciation your name?
At a moments.
What does it mean, ma'am?
Procrastination.
Okay, I have one question.
Yes, please.
Can I? May I?
Yeah, sure. Definitely.
Like in cue card, there's four questions.
Yes.
So it must be we can go with the sequence. Sequence way.
Like it's not necessary for you to go with the sequence, but it is preferred sometimes. But even if you're missing it by any chance, you can cover it up later. It's not mandatory
Like,
for
see,
you to with the sequence.
I watch sometimes some IELTS video, so I know like how to start. Like start with introduction, and after that is to try to go with another. But it's very necessary to you can go with sequence after one, then you should try to explain about second question, then third, then fourth. Is it necessary?
Sequence, no, actually, sequence is not necessary with the questions, but sequence is necessary with your information. Like if you will be talking about we visited a place and we enjoyed, we did all these kinds of activities, but if you're not talking about the time when you visited and you're including this information after all this information, that wouldn't make your cue card relatable enough, or it would not be represented as a very good cue card because you're missing out the main thing that should be represented at first, that this was a time we planned the things accordingly, we went there and then we planned all those activities. So sequence is required with your information, not with the cue card questions.
Okay, thank you.
Ma'am?
Yes, please.
Hi, ma'am.
Ma'am, we have seen that a lot of people are working on fluency and like just they want to improve their vocabulary. What do you think that what matters the most in English, like vocabulary or fluency?
Both, I would say, because for fluency we need to have good vocabulary, and content also matters a lot, but the way of representing it also matters. Like if we take an example of food, it should taste good and the representation should also be good. So this English also goes with the same.
Okay, the example was good. Like you give them a food example.
Thank you so
much. That was good.
Ma'am, can I get to know the schedule of session 1 and session 2 as you have told me?
Session 1 and session 2. Like today we were discussing the part 2 file speaking, the cue cards, but on the regular days we conduct the IELTS speaking basically. Part 1 one day, the next day part 2, and then part 3. So part 3 will be having the next working day. So you'll be notified in the group by penning the session. Who will be taking the session? We're not quite sure about that, but the information will be there. Okay, on Monday you will get to know that who will be conducting the session and by what time.
So ma'am, on Sunday there is no any session?
No, actually, sorry for that.
Sunday,
But on Sundays,
you should tell about mega debate.
Yeah. So tomorrow, all of you are invited to join the mega debate. Please tell the venue. Actually, I'm not aware of that.
English Learners venue, same VC.
Okay. The timing?
Thanks.
8:30.
8:30. So all of you are directed to join the mega debate. We'll be having between 2 major groups of Telegram, English learners and English speaking practice, and you will get to listen a lot of good speakers over there who will be sharing their ideas related to a certain kind of a topic. So all of you would be should be excited to have a session like that, and in case of future you all would also be gaining some insightful knowledge from those topics. You all are also directed to join. So come here for listening as well, and you'll get to know a lot of things and a lot of knowledge about the topic, and topic is extremely interesting, and you will never get such an opportunity to listen to such speakers at just one place, like the best speakers of 2 groups at the same place. So make sure to join by the time. 8:30 is the time. And
hi ma'am.
Okay. Yes,
hi ma'am.
Yes, hi.
I got some questions, so can I share you personally? I just want them one explanation of those, if you just allow me.
Those are related to academics, so okay.
No, not academics. Some grammar questions, ma'am.
Grammar questions. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Shall I share them?
Okay, sure. But actually, I'm not sure that I'll be responding now or after that. So
I shared with you. You can have a look, please.
Okay. Actually, right now I'm getting late for my dinner, so I'll have to leave. But I'll be clarifying all your doubts and questions and responding to you all after that. Yeah. Yes, please.
Yes, ma'am. As you...
okay.
Wait. You should drop in group chat. Anyone can give the answer. Yeah, I was saying you should drop in group chat. Anyone can give the answer.
I guess your voice is a bit fast for me to listen to and understand.
Yeah, I was saying, Khan, you should drop that question in group chat so anyone can give the answer. And we're going for dinner, so leave it.
Khan, you can drop in the group chat so that other people can also have a look and they can also be clarified with same doubts. Okay. So I'll be leaving for today and see you all tomorrow. Tomorrow is the day off and the next working day. You'll be notified about the session timings and
yeah,
the topic will be discussed.
yeah, she is going also participate in mega debate. So don't
Yeah.
forget to join in VC.
Make sure
And
to
she will
join
be there
tomorrow
as
by
a speaker.
8:30. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So make sure to join by 8:30. English Learners VC. And hope you'll enjoy the session tomorrow, the debate basically. Okay, so bye everyone. Have a good night.
Thank you,
Good
ma'am. It
night.
was great.
You're most
Thank you,
welcome.
ma'am. Bye.
Bye.
And guys, don't forget to subscribe in English Learners YouTube channel. That session will upload soon on YouTube.